Welcome back to AG Chelsea TV. This is a YouTube channel for news, stories, and analysis surrounding Chelsea Football Club. I will update new video every day. Like, subscribe and turn on notifications to support me. Granovskaia returns to Chelsea. Former Chelsea director Marina Granovskaia has made 2 returns to the club in the past year, following her exit from the Blues in summer of 2022. It has been reported, the Russian-Canadian business executive joined the club in 2010 and then the board in 2013 until she was appointed director in 2014, serving in that role for 8 years. Granovskaia was often in charge of transfer business and contract renewals, with plenty of debate over the deals she conducted. However, things would all change in the following months as the club would go into a turbulent period. Russia's invasion of Ukraine led to sanctions being placed on owner Roman Abramovich by the UK government due to alleged ties with Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin, something he personally refutes. With the club placed under special sporting regulations by the government, a sale was on the cards that was eventually secured by Todd Boehly and Clearlake Capital as a consortium. That brought about plenty of change from top to bottom as they looked to totally transform the model. Granovskaia was one of the casualties of such change as she was let go, having held a close relationship with Abramovich as part of Chelsea's hierarchy. Granovskaia has since made 2 returns to Chelsea, with the latest being pictured at the Chelsea Legends game at Stamford Bridge on Saturday as part of a fundraiser in memory of Gianluca Vialli. According to The Telegraph, both visits have not been an invite on behalf of the new ownership. It remains to be seen what is next for Granovskaia, whether that's within football or elsewhere. John Obi Mikel jokes that Chelsea need to get him back. Chelsea are a club that are used to a high turnover in players, but even so, much has changed at Stamford Bridge over the past year and a half. Over £1 billion has been spent on new players by Todd Boehly, with much of the squad acquired during Roman Abramovich's reign already moved on. But last season was a complete disaster for the Blues as they finished 12th in table with Thomas Tuchel and Graham Potter ruthlessly sacked. There is plenty of promise and potential in Mauricio Pochettino's side now, however, though results haven't reflected this so far, with just 1 win in 4 league games for the Argentine manager. Some have suggested that the squad lacked the winning mentality of previous Chelsea teams. And club icon Mikel has jokingly suggested how they should remedy this issue. They need to bring us back. I'm joking, he quipped to Haters TV after taking part in a Chelsea Legends vs Bayern Munich Legends game at Stamford Bridge on Saturday. Assessing the current Blues side, the former midfielder said, "They are fine, they will be fine. I think the club is obviously going through a massive transition, so we need to give them time. There are a lot of good, fantastic young players, we need to give them time. We need to make sure they get time to work on the training ground and start to gel together as a team. Once we could be able to that, I think we will be back competing again. But it is going to take us a bit of time." Nigeria legend Mikel, who announced his retirement last year, made 372 appearances for Chelsea during an 11-year spell, winning 2 Premier League titles, the Champions League, the Europa League, 4 FA Cups and 2 League Cups. He and other Blues fans will be hoping Pochettino and company will be back to winning ways on Sunday when they travel to Bournemouth. Chelsea inquired about Verratti. Marco Verratti will reportedly be heading to Qatar as his 11-year tenure with Paris Saint-Germain is coming to an end. Despite the capital club wanting to close this chapter, many are likely asking why no European side is interested in Verratti. The midfielder is in the back end of his prime but can still play at a high level. However, the finances have played a role in the 30-year-old leaving Paris and Europe rather than looking for a new adventure with a European side. L'Equipe reports that Bayern Munich, Chelsea, and FC Barcelona requested Verratti on loan this summer, but PSG only wanted a permanent transfer. Meanwhile, Qatari side Al Arabi will give the French side €45 million for the Italian. Chelsea makes sense, considering Mauricio Pochettino had Verratti while at PSG. As for Barcelona, they've long had their eyes on the 2020 UEFA Euro winner, and a loan also makes sense because of their financial situation. Bayern Munich is also understandable since PSG has frequently faced the German giants in the UEFA Champions League. As a result, they could have turned into admirers of the player. Romeo Lavia sidelined for extended period. Romeo Lavia became the latest player to add his name to our ever-lengthy list of injured and unavailable players when he picked up an ankle injury in training on Friday. Normally, it's players who are away on international duty who we worry about getting injured, not the guys staying behind and training. The extent of the injury has still not been confirmed, but reports this weekend are not expecting good news. The Evening Standard claims that the 19-year-old will be sidelined for an extended period after his ankle was assessed on Friday, so that's certainly not great, though midfield is probably where we were the healthiest and deepest at the moment. In fact, Lavia is the only central midfielder among the 9 players currently on the injury list. Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo and Conor Gallagher should be more than able to handle the workload, especially without midweek European football to worry about. Chelsea keen on Habib Diarra. Chelsea are keeping constant tabs on Strasbourg midfielder Habib Diarra with a view of making a move in the future. According to Football Insider, Chelsea are keen on 19-year-old midfield ace Habib Diarra. The Blues have a special relationship with the midfielder's club Strasbourg, as the report suggests they may have helped block a move to Wolves during the summer. Blue Co., the Todd Boehly-led consortium, purchased Chelsea last year, and this time around, they have put their feet into French football with the acquisition of Strasbourg. The Ligue 1 side seems like a sister club for the Premier League club, and business between them should not come as a surprise. However, his long-term position seems at the base of midfield, and Chelsea might look to sign another player in that role. They managed to bring 2 notably young holding midfielders in Moises Caicedo and Romeo Lavia, with the pair costing them a combined £183 million. Including add-ons, Chelsea had also invested in Enzo Fernandez, which had cost them another £106 million last January. They have a solid enough midfield with the expensive trio. Still, as their recent transfer policy suggests, the spending may continue, even for positions they don't necessarily need to strengthen. Moreover, Rennes youngster Leslie Ugarcu joined them, and Andre Santos is in a similar position. If they are to sign Diarra from Strasbourg, Chelsea will boast an impressive stable of holding midfielders ready to take on the future. The report states Chelsea are keen to move for the 19-year-old midfield ace next summer. The club may have also helped block a move to Wolves during the summer, while earlier Strasbourg held talks with Manchester United but decided to keep the midfielder. Other top-name clubs were also monitoring the midfielder before the summer window opened. However, with a special relationship that Chelsea have with Strasbourg, it appears written in the stars that the Blues would end up signing Diarra one way or another next summer or somewhere down the line. And that's the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to support me.